2 years later.
Today marks the third anniversary of the fall of the Arcturus Sphinx in June. To memorialize this milestone, Emperor Valerian Manx held a monumental celebration in the capital wing of Augustgrad, heralding in a new age
Oh
of
shit, he's right back where he started.
Terran dominion. On the Senate steps, Admiral Matthew Horner reaffirmed the military support of the new Dominion government and expressed his optimism for the latest rounds of peace negotiations.
Hearts and minds, man. Just like you always said.
You know, Matt, someday you're gonna wind up leading this bunch of misfits.
And he did.
I made a deal with the devil, Jimmy. You will hold her life in your hands.
What a poor guy.
You about ready to get out of here, cowboy?
She came back.
Hell, it's about time.
Okay, ambiguous as hell. She apparently came back for him. That was an alright ending, I guess. I would have preferred a little more exposition given all the build-up to it, but nobody's perfect. But still, I would have preferred a little more, I feel. James Rayner was never heard from again. His badge was recovered from Joey Ray's bar, Marsara. So what, did he die or did he go with her? What the hell? What kind of dark-ass ending is this? Under the steady leadership of Emperor Valerian Minx and Admiral Matthew Horner, the Dominion enters an age of prosperity and peace. So he does all this and then he just disappears. Wow. Okay, Zagara is the new queen of the Zerg. Lays claim to the systems surrounding Char. Peaceful of humans, who knows? High Lord Alaric declines an alliance with the unified Protoss, and his people leave Ire to establish their own homeworld. Any Tal'Darim who oppose this decision are permitted one opportunity to join the... that's nice of him. Artanis did rub off on him a little bit. Scientists report a strange regrowth of life on formerly barren planets. The origin of these vast changes is unknown. I like the artwork, though. I will say it is nice, like usual, but... Where is this? The credits? Yeah, can we speed this up as much as possible? To be truthful, I felt that the ending was pretty weak. I felt that it could have been done much better. Not necessarily the gameplay, but the story. Like, why the hell? It took a weird turn. I feel they could have just left Legacy of the Void end where it was, and then it would have been just fine where it is. I don't know why they decided to put this final campaign that twists the story like it does. So I guess there won't be a StarCraft 3, or if there is one, it'll have to be a completely different story. It won't be any sort of real continuation, because they really didn't leave much to continue off of. But still, I feel that compared to Wings of Liberty, which kind of really took a nice turn, it was like, oh wow, this is a cool little thing with multiple choices and whatnot. Wings of Liberty was probably my favorite gameplay-wise in terms of the story, which is a kind of a weird thing to say, I know, but the multiple choices and stuff were nice. Horror of the Swarm had a nice narrative, and it was really fun to play through. I don't know. Legacy of the Void isn't bad by any means. It's really good, but it just compared to the other two, it just kind of pales in comparison, I feel. The other two really kind of went above and beyond for a lot of parts, but this one just kind of, I don't know, it just was very predictable, very straightforward, and very cut and dry, and especially the ending, at least of Legacy of the Void, was kind of predictable and okay, but the ending for Into the Void is just fucking weird. So Kerrigan turns into a gigantic flaming space goddess, then disappears, and then so does Raynor for some reason. Okay, I guess. I don't know. What a weird way to end the story, I'll say that for certain. When I first picked this up 5 years ago, I never expected it would be basically like Dragon Ball at the end, shooting lasers and shit at each other. But the missions are good, don't get me wrong. The gameplay is just fine. I like the gameplay of the campaign because, you know, it's Protoss. I love the fucking Protoss. But, I don't know. I feel that the Starcraft trilogy had a good line, but on the flip of that, I kind of like the Warcraft games a bit more just for the way the story's all intertwined. I feel that staggering it like this, I mean, it helped make each game feel individual, but at the same time, it kind of also made it feel it didn't really coalesce very well together. But yeah, that's just fucking weird. I don't know. They got the nice artwork though, which is very good, but it's okay. It's weird, but it's okay. So I'll probably end up doing a full verdict on this at some point, just like what I did back with Heart of the Swarm, which was all the way back at episode 5. But good narrative, good stuff, but on the flip side, it's not as good, I feel, as the last two expansions. I felt that even though Wings of Liberty, I felt, had a very unpredictable storyline that you could change as you wanted. Although the problem with that is that it felt like none of the choices you make really have a lasting effect on the campaign other than the units you get. It just feels like each one's like its own plot arc, and then once it's over, you can just completely forget about it. Heart of the Swarm had a good story, but it was a little bit predictable at a few points, especially the ending was a little predictable, but I mean, on the flip side, it was good. It felt really high quality. It was a nice story of vengeance. I don't know. Legacy of the Void just wasn't as strong, and Into the Void was just fucking weird. So, but now I'm running in circles. This has been another fantastical journey into PC gaming, which I'm certain I will almost never do again. But what a weird story. I'll say that. I mean, at least I'll say this, they're not sequel baiting with this. You know, so that's at least one thing I'll give them. They weren't afraid to get down and dirty, I guess at the start and at the end, but, ugh. I mean, I don't know, I guess it was full circle for Raynor, but, so what, Kerrigan is what, did she come back to absorb? I don't fucking know. It's left open. It's left annoyingly ambiguous, I feel. Like, there's some ambiguous endings that are okay, but I feel that too many games are leaving things ambiguous now. At least too ambiguous. And they could have probably done a little bit better than a slideshow for the end credits. As much as I like the artwork, they could have done a bit better than a slideshow, just like giving massive amounts of post-game story between, you know, what happens with the Dominion and such. I feel they could have done a little bit better with that. That was a little bit of a cop-out in my opinion, but it's neither here nor there. Very weird. Very, very weird. But yeah, I don't know. I would have to say that gameplay-wise, I think that Wings of Liberty is my favorite. In terms of story-wise, I think Heart of the Swarm is my favorite. And I don't know, Legacy of the Void just has the good feel that I like. I don't know, just because Protoss is my favorite race, so that would be vastly different for other people. So I don't really know what too much to say about that. Alright, and we're back, and the crazy general chat is just going on and on and on. At long last, Amon is no more. Kerrigan has become Zelnaga and ended the infinite cycle. The denizens of the Koprulu sector now focus on reconstruction and recovery, making the most of Kerrigan's valiant sacrifice. Empires have fallen, worlds have been shattered, and gods have been slain. Through it all, brave commanders have led their forces to victory and secured peace and freedom for their people. The saga of Starcraft 2 has ended. Thank you for playing. And with that, there's nothing more. So, it was tough. Definitely this Into the Void campaign is certainly tough. It requires you to at least be somewhat efficient with all three races. But I managed to pull it off, somehow scrub my way through, which is always fun. So, I'll see you next time for anything, really, next time. Very well.